about
said something?
Anthony Edwards being a face of the NBA.
No.
Like they were having a conversation about it. Like
And I do want to hit that Steve Smith.
Yeah,
The Steve Smith.
That's why.
Because that was wild.
I had our topics loaded last week.
I
really had I had them loaded.
Did y'all read into the Steve Smith?
Yeah, I read into it, but I forgot.
You got to read the text messages between.
It's wild like that.
We could start off with that. Josh, I'll pull up the text. I'm gonna read y'all the text.
It's wild like that.
Yeah, so we can hit on those, and then I think that was a good 3, and then we can always go off into our.
A little sidebars.
We good at freelance.
Sidebar.
As long as we got a couple, we always good at the freelance.
Yeah.
I think that's when we come up with some of our best stuff for real.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
All right, who wants to start off this intro?
Episode 197. I am your host, Amando.
Alicia.
Jay Smooth.
And your boy Clay Tizzle. We did that backwards.
I don't like that. Don't ever do that again.
I gotta switch it up.
Y'all had me messed
See,
up.
Alicia was supposed to end it.
I was ready to go.
Alicia was on time.
Yeah, man. You was a little late. That's why she felt the need.
No, because I'm trying to find these texts.
I thought we was doing that Uno reverse.
While he trying to find the text, y'all, we know we've been gone for, what's it been, a week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
It feel like, it's been 2
2
weeks.
What have y'all been up to?
Just a lot of stuff been going on. Life been lifing. But everybody is okay and everybody is here and healthy. And we hope that everybody on the other side of these screens, life been going good for you. And your year been going on smooth. Hope y'all had a good Black History Month.
I did.
That
was glorious.
every day is Black History.
Although I will say, my job, I won't say the name of the place. I won't really bash them. Because, I work there. I don't want them to. But I did notice for Black History Month, there was no, emails or anything about it. We focus and we celebrating Black History Month, blah, blah, nothing. I ain't think nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But March, all the March, I've been getting emails dang near every day.
This
Something about
Women's
women's
Empowerment Month.
Yeah, some Women's Month. And I'm like, I went back and checked my emails. Was there anything about Black history? And nope, nothing.
Had Clay at the job fuck these hoes.
Next year you better start it off. You should make a big old email.
I ain't.
Post Umar Johnson in the group. Tell him stay
You
woke.
can change company policy, my brother.
I ain't think I had to say much.
You can influence
because
change.
We one of those companies that got we accept everything
Yeah.
under the banner. Yeah.
Not blacks, apparently.
Say that's outside the umbrella. Can't even get in.
Whoa, brother.
Got a little too much dip on your chip.
Why can I not find all the texts? That's what I'm trying. So I'm trying to find the text from Steve Smith. I know this is kind of an old segment, but we did not really be able to touch on it because we've been gone. But Steve Smith, the former NFL superstar wide receiver, allegedly has been stepping out on his wife with another married woman who she's in a Ravens marching band, I think. And the woman's husband found out about it because he went through text messages that both of them been hooking up.
Ravens got a marching band?
Apparently
That's that's part of me.
Don't all NFL teams get a band?
I thought so. I mean, they all got cheerleading teams and stuff.
I think they all got a band. A little hype, drums.
Do the Lions got a band?
Yeah. They were
I know
so hyped this year.
I think we got our drum line, but I don't know if we got a whole band.
Oh no, maybe it's just a drum line.
Yeah, we got our couple drums.
Right.
I'm trying to find these texts and I'm mad. I really can't find it.
What she play? The trombone? She be blowing on stuff? Getting that practice in, boy. All day getting that practice in.
The visuals.
So some of the text messages between Steve Smith and her that her husband read. As a husband,
I hope these are.
As a partner, if you have to read this, Steve allegedly, this is Steve Smith saying to her, "Take me deep down your throat, you kind of you wanted to suck me off." He texts weird.
You should have let Alicia read this. I ain't gonna lie. Sound crazy.
Said
dog.
pause.
Ultra giga
Disclaimer.
pause.
Go ahead,
Throw
go
out
ahead,
a
Quincy.
disclaimer
We sorry,
for
we
him.
sorry, we sorry.
She responded to her.
I don't want to read that shit either.
Ever since Mondo pointed out, now I'm like scared to say
I
this.
don't want to read that shit.
Shit finna get real
You on
free.
your own, you on your own, brother.
I'm gonna read it like Morgan
read-
Freeman,
like you finna
like
read-
a narrator.
All right, y'all just gotta.
We
y'all
gonna
just
bear
gotta
with you.
deal
All
We
right,
gonna bear
we
with you.
gotta-
Don't step back.
For the context.
She said she would have gagged on it, but she had to come home. I can't read bro.
You had to read that in the third person.
No. Because like the next text that she got, the next text that she got. First off, like this ain't YouTube friendly,
Oh.
but like clearly they sexting.
Yeah.
Cause she's saying stuff like, I like feeling it deep in my wet pussy.
Yeah, just sub the words out. Sub some words out, just so it can be a little friendly for some clip action.
Pussy's, I think it's safe.
Steve Smith, a nasty nigga.
Say this.
Steve Smith said like, I would have shot my nut all inside you. And she was like, I love making come. I enjoy it more when you come inside me.
I wish y'all could see the cameraman reaction.
Okay.
As a husband,
Shoot your shot.
hey, as a husband, you going through your wife's phone and you seeing these text messages.
Sick. Why are these? She didn't even try to delete them or nothing. Girl.
She said along the lines of like he was so deep that she was worried that he was gonna knock her IUD.
Oh my.
I've been there before, bro.
That is crazy
Nigga, that's my
behavior.
IUD. You knocking on? I pay for the IUD.
That's a good point. Damn.
What?
I pay good money to get that put in there. You're not just gonna ruin this for me.
She said, "I love when you come inside me." As a husband.
Wow.
Yeah, Steve Smith got a good. Steve, I wouldn't blame him for crashing out.
It's like, where do you catch him? Like, where do you catch him liking that?
Y'all work together. Well, the
Well,
husband,
I'm like,
the
he
husband
don't-
don't work. I know where my wife work. I just know where I need to go.
But you gonna do it in public? Like,
I
don't know.
I'm not thinking.
I don't
I'm
know.
not
It
thinking
depends on what-
logically at this point.
It depends on what type of slide we talking about here.
Who you sliding on? First off,
Steve Smith.
why you sliding on him?
He's smashing
I'm
your
not.
girl.
I'm not thinking clearly. I'm not in my right frame of mind.
So y'all finna slide on that man because he gave
No.
some
I'm not
willingly-
saying
some
I would.
willingly gave up pussy.
Whoa.
Some willingly
Willingly.
gave up.
Hold on now, brother.
Some consensual, here you go, pussy.
Here, nigga, damn pussy. Like, all right.
So y'all
Whoa,
slide on that
brother.
man.
I'm not saying I would personally, but you know, a
I would
person
crash
that's
out.
having a manic episode, crashing out, I'm not saying he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't feel.
They
He
got
feel
kids?
emasculated.
Well, Clay said he would. So Clay, go ahead.
crash
Why,
out, yeah.
why would you slide on him?
It's not just him. It's not just him.
I got best smoke
all
for you
y'all.
niggas.
Oh, the whole team?
It's not just him. Cause trust me, like, well, the husband, I don't know his name. He obviously blasted all of it on social media.
As
The
he
text
should.
messages, Steve Smith's number. If I would have sent it to his, like, Steve Smith is married. I would have sent it to his
Well-
wife too. My marriage is ruined.
He's married too?
Yeah. My marriage is not about to be the only one that's destroyed.
But him putting it publicly is him damn near telling his wife, though. Him making it public, because since Steve
Yeah.
Smith is a big figure, this has got out to the media.
Yeah.
But I think Steve Smith and his wife going to kind of be cool after this. I think it's just going to be their
Be
relationship that's
cool?
gonna be best.
He out here shooting the club up
Todd,
with another woman. You think she's gonna be cool with it?
Yeah.
She probably gonna be more mad that it got out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how these famous relationships really be
We
going.
talk about this all the time on the pod.
And like, what?
That's true.
It's like, why you embarrassing me?
Clearly, I don't know Steve Smith. Like
Well, who was it? Adam Levine. He had the same thing. But
his
Instagram-
famous and
His
Steve
was bad.
his,
His was
his
worse.
famous and Steve Smith's famous. There's two different famous.
Also, too, though, Adam
It
Levine
is,
was
but-
shooting his shot and getting shot down. That's more. I think that's more embarrassing.
Steve
Like,
Smith-
nobody
His
was
shot went
entertaining.
through.
At least they, like you said, consensual.
Steve Smith shooting shot is crazy. The chick wasn't even all that though. That he was. Trying.
like?
But
We
just
put too
look,
much on
just
looks,
looking at her,
man.
just
Put
looking
too
at
much on
her.
looks.
So she turned to Craven the Hunter in the bedroom. So that's why he was going. That's why he was going crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's why he was going crazy.
But fellas, never go after the man. Your woman gave it up willingly. Never go after the player.
Never. It depends. It depends. Because
unless he disrespecting you and he doing some crazy stuff in front of you, then okay. But if he kept it player, he didn't reach out to you, you didn't know nothing about this man at all, never go after that man. Never.
It depends. I feel like wives are off limits.
Hell no.
When? Where? Especially with
No, I'm not saying
it should be.
I'm not saying people don't do it. I'm saying I feel like as a code-wise,
Steve.
But I actually think because both of them were married, it's kind of we both have. It's a mutual.
Y'all both playing.
Yeah. We both got a nuke. We both got a nuke on each other. It's a mutual destruction thing that can happen here.
Yeah.
If it's a she's single but you married, it's like I can't really ruin nothing about you. You can ruin my whole setup, but I really can't do nothing to you for real, without bodily harming or stuff like that.
But also being
Right.
married, we got our whole life. We got
niggas is like crazy.
Right.
also at the stage I'm at, relationship wise, life wise, and everything. I understand why people stay with each other more so like when your relationship go through some difficult stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're not just splitting and leaving. Your whole life has to change. It's not like our relationship just end. We got house, kids, bills, all this stuff. So I understand it being harder. Something like that. I feel like once you marry, you locked in. This is happening, and clearly you could tell that this has been going on a while.
Exactly. Reading
the text message, this has been going on for a while. So it's
And didn't her husband come to Steven as a man?
No.
He didn't come to him as a man. He didn't call him. I thought he called.
Oh,
him
he did. He did call him. I forgot.
To him as a man.
He did call him. But Steve Smith wasn't. He didn't say. Steve Smith didn't really say anything. He didn't deny or agree to or admit he did it.
The line tap.
Steve Smith, he was answering questions like he
That's
knew.
A hot mic, man.
He knew he's being recorded, so he was just very particular about what he's saying, and he didn't really say too much. He was just giving one word answers.
As he should.
So he knew.
Playing the real side, dude.
I don't know if my wife gonna listen to this. I'm a public figure. Steve Smith a hothead too, so he can't say what he really want to say.
That's some stuff. If he met him in person, I don't even know he would even probably. That's why he called him. Let me see what he on, man.
Let me see what he on. Let me hit him up. It's crazy.
Would y'all ever see yourself actually calling the person that your partner cheated on you with?
I don't think it would matter that much to me. I guess it would depend situationally. If it was going on for a really long time, and let's say I knew the person, then I would definitely want to have that conversation. But if it's some random dude, then I'm just gonna chalk it up. My focus is on the person that I'm with and why they did that to me, not necessarily who it was.
I'm gonna say yeah, and I'm not gonna want to. But the mind frame that you're in, because I've had that happen before. I've been cheating on. I'm not about to call this person. I didn't call the dude, but I called. Well, I told y'all the foursome story and everything. But I called the homegirl to find out more about it. Yeah. And everything. And I feel like it's you going through so many different emotions and you not in the right frame of mind that you just I'm about to call and get what I can out of this. But really, you they ain't doing nothing.
They ain't doing nothing at all. But hurting you more. You want information because I've been cheated on too. You want information, but I would never. I was hurt when I tell y'all a brother was hurt. I was hurt, but I never ever thought in my mind to call that man.
Never. The thought just
never.
I don't think
never popped up.
Never crossed my mind.
I always see, especially the girl. This is really common for women. I'm coming to you as a woman. Y'all heard it. I always see ones. I saw one where these two were it was on TikTok, and this lady, she was with her husband in the military, and he was sleeping with the other girl that was in the military, and I guess she was 18, and so she was obviously blasting them all on TikTok, and the girl came to her TikTok and started leaving comments and stuff because I guess she was getting jealous, which is wild. The other woman was leaving comments, so then they exchanged numbers, And I mean, they have text thread for days. Like, I'm not about to come out of my character and argue with somebody who I've never met, who my husband chose to sleep with. Especially you're 18, I'm 30 something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to.
So wait, the 18-year-old was commenting on the
on the wife stuff, and was
that's
like,
an 18-year-old thing
and
to
she
do.
was saying like, yeah, like little do you know, or like just leaving little hints, and then finally like she addressed her like in the inbox. Then they exchanged numbers. First of all, you're not getting my number. Like, if you're the other one, you're not getting my number. And they were just like texting back and forth, like, blah 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 blah. He was with me, and then they started like arguing and going back, like, okay, K, LOL, but like, just arguing back and forth. It was.
I need
insane.
the last word.
Yeah, like I'm not doing that.
Tip 2, fellas, if you have women, if your girl or women that you're with is doing that, arguing with the other chick for several days or something, she's not going nowhere.
You're done.
Okay, so
You're safe.
You're locked. You might get off a boat.
Yeah,
you might get off a
play
boat.
it cool
time,
for
that's
a
a
minute.
slap on the wrist.
You gotta play
literally.
it cool for a minute.
when I
Just
look
shake
back on
hands.
it, when I look back on it, when I was cheated on, yeah, I did. I had to think on it. Yeah, I went to one of the dudes as like coming to you as a man.
Clay, not my cousin, man.
You didn't know no better.
This is high school though. Hey, this is high school.
Oh, he said I'm coming to you as a man.
This was high school though.
No. Okay.
This was high school because
That's young.
how did we get on? How did that story end up happening? I'm trying to remember how the whole scenario ended up like playing out. I think somebody told me. Yeah, I remember now. My homegirl Janae had called me and told me because Janae was best friends with my ex's sister. Janae was over their house hanging out with her and seeing her on top of like one of these dudes or whatever she had an old thing for. So Janae called me and told me, and so I obviously calling my girl out on it, but she's like, no, she lying about it, going back and forth. So I reached out to him, be like, bro, is this true? Like, I ain't trying to start shit with you. I just want to know, like, I'm hearing this, she denying it. He's like, yeah, bro, it's true. This happened, blah blah. He's like, if you don't believe me, ask Monique. So I end up reaching out to Monique. It's like, yo, he said this.
That situation.
So then Monique was like, yeah.
That's
and
weird,
then
man.
Monique was like, yeah, this happened, blah, blah. And then also, too, this happened. And that was when the whole, like, foursome thing happened. So I was like, bro, this got worse. Like, I just heard this one thing, it got worse. Yeah,
the
so
one fact.
that's the only time I've ever, like, I'm coming to you as a man. Because, like, she was lying. I'm like, bro, I just need to know if this is true or not.
And you didn't even come to him as a man. You still a boy at the time. It's cool.
What's funny is my my ex was trying to tell me, she's like, Janae lying. I'm like, she got to lie to me for.
Exactly.
Of all things to have heard a lie about, this is the one thing she gonna come to me and lie to me about.
See, so that is the context where it's you trying to she was lying and you ain't catch her. Somebody came to you with information, so you was really trying to just figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't trying to be up here playing no dummy now. What's going on, G? Shout out to him though for keeping it real. Like, yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Cause he
she
could have been on some.
Your girl ain't shit, bro.
I can't remember dude name.
I want to give you a shout out, bro. Wish we knew your name, man.
He was looked at as like the dude you don't mess with in high school apparently, because apparently he got like shot like 4 times and drove himself to the hospital. This is high school, by the way.
That's my middle school. Like
and I'm like what?
Like Sue Surf?
I don't know.
That's who you compete with?
I don't know. So I was, bro, I ain't trying to start with you. Like I just need to know.
Wow.
But me and dude was like cool prior to that, and her and him had a thing prior to me and her getting together.
Okay.
Oh,
So it wasn't like me and him was cool, then he ended up like backdooring me or something.
Yeah.
So, but oh well. Next thing, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards signing over his parental rights for his child. That the child here, ain't it?
I'm not sure.
I think the child 4 months. I think
4 months.
Say 4 months old, I believe.
So y'all remember a year ago or so when Anthony Edwards was texting a girl late in the video because he didn't want the baby. The baby's here now. He signed over the rights to the baby.
So how many kids does he have?
I think
because
2.
that's not his only one.
I think 2. Technically, biologically 2. 1 he's claiming.
So he signed over the rights because he said he's not claiming it? Is that what?
He just don't want to be a part of the baby life, or the mom, I guess.
And the mom just said, all right.
So if you watch the it's a series. The Starting Five is on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Anthony Edwards was like one of the main focus for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards has, I don't know if it was his fiance or if it was just his long-term girlfriend, but he has like a family with a daughter and a girl and everything. And clearly he stepped out.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony Edwards, he's 23. He hooked up with a woman who's 37. So at the time he was 22, she was 36. She got pregnant, and he told her way ahead of time, like, I don't want this kid. I'm not going to be here for this kid. Like, she ended up keeping the kid anyway. She ended up moving to California now, about to try to do the whole child support thing.
Oh, she moved to Cali.
Mm-hmm. More money.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Good play. She know what she doing. Because that's somebody else baby mama
is this
too,
grooming?
I think that's little baby mama or something.
Is it?
Or I think somebody else. She got somebody else kid too, I believe.
She.
Oh, she's plied. She was plied.
She weaponizing that coochie.
Dog, this is the. It's
I
like,
don't know.
Like,
is it his girl? I know him and little baby share somebody together.
Oh.
Is this
it's not unheard of.
Because if you look at it the other way around, if it was a 37-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman, would that be considered grooming?
Of course it would. In today's society.
So who do y'all think is wrong in this situation?
I don't think nobody wrong.
I don't think nobody's wrong. I think they both.
Well, wait. Are we talking about them hooking up together, or are we talking about the overall?
The overall situation.
Oh, I kind of Ant-Man wrong for sure.
I was about to say I like it.
I don't think so. Were they like seeing each other for a while, or was this just a one and done situation?
I don't know the specifics of it. The way it's being portrayed is that it was like, a hookup. Like not necessarily just like I met you, we about to hook up type deal. Like I'm pretty sure it was like some conversations and everything that led up to y'all eventually doing the deed. But there's just like I'm pretty sure the NBA players and also every other profession that have you travel, you probably have designated hookup people in certain cities.
So he is gonna pay child support though, even though
I don't know.
Possible?
He financially,
even though you sign over, right?
He I think he just want to take care of the child financially. He just don't want to be there, just like physically.
She a hustler.
It might be better if you're not gonna really commit to the father role.
I'd be sick if I grew up and I found out my dad was is an NBA superstar or was an NBA superstar.
But
even if you're taken care of like financially,
it's not about like that. The experience, like financial, I don't have to worry about money, so money ain't gonna be an issue. But obviously gonna be mad about other stuff.
Yeah.
I could have been at the games. I could have met these players. I could have been doing this.
I ain't gonna lie.
You couldn't with the money.
This could be the greatest setup for the greatest NBA player that has ever been born.
the arc is
This
about to go
is
crazy.
the greatest storyline. The start of this story.
He gonna dunk on the other kid.
This
Does he have a son?
Hoping his dad stay in the league like LeBron just so he can dunk on him. Never know.
That'd be wild.
Him grinding
It's about to
just
be
so he
like-
can get to the league to show his daddy
Bruh.
what he missed out on. Oh, this is great. Hey, if you want to be a good stepdaddy, some stepfathers out there, y'all better sign up to that boy life because that boy gonna be somebody. That boy gonna be somebody.
Mondo, you said Ant-Man's wrong. Why do you say he's wrong?
Because I believe if you conceive a kid, if you are willing to participate during sex, unprotected sex, and you shooting clubs up, you know what can come from this. And as a man, my belief as a man, if you have a kid, you owe a responsibility and duty to that kid because this person did not ask to be here.
Exactly.
This is neglect and a harm that you're doing to a child by not being there. Because when you growing up as a kid, another man can come in and all that stuff, but certain traits and who you are as a person is of that man. And being able to cope with certain stuff, or this how you see life, not having that man there to be able to bounce the ideas and stuff off of, or just see yourself. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids though. I agree with that statement 100%. But
Josh, Alicia, do y'all
No,
agree?
I agree 100% with what Mondo said. Like I fundamentally have a problem with it. Like, I mean, yeah, you taking care of them in some way, shape, or form, but that presence is something that you can't really replace.
You can't replace that. And I ain't never had a daddy, so. And I see the impact it has on my life in certain things where I want to see. It's like being a father or just a parent is you seeing yourself older, damn near. It's like being able to see a preview of you, or how would you call that?
I never really looked at it like that with my pops.
Yeah, that's how I look. That's how I see it. Cause
I mean, I have a lot of my dad's mannerisms that I don't even realize. Like, I do a lot of stuff that, like, my dad do.
Yeah.
That I didn't even realize. I realized, like, I talk with Kingston a lot, like how my dad was. Not necessarily bad, but, like, just in general.
Certain things.
And I see with Kingston now, he's picking up, like, me.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Like, Sway earlier got in trouble. He was in his cage. Kingston go let Sway out of his cage. And whenever I put Sway in cage and I let him out, I talk to the dog. And Kingston starts talking to Sway the way I do.
Yeah.
He's like, you do not jump on the table and get food, Sway. Do you hear me? And he's like, go. I'm just like, bro, like, I'm like, is that how I sound? I'm like, yeah, he picked up.
I'm not gonna lie, that is the cutest shit ever, bro.
Bro, Kingston, he picking up. He's starting to pick up a lot of like my traits, and I just started laughing to myself. Like, dang, that's how I sound. Like, this is how I sound to him. Like, I got to work on that.
And that's and that's the crazy part. Even when my father passed when I was young, a lot of traits and stuff that I have, even though he isn't here and he passed away when I was only, I think 3 or 4. A lot of traits and stuff I have, my family members be like, damn, boy, you remind me of your daddy. But it's not even something that I even learned from him. It's just who it's inside of me.
Yeah.
It's the DNA, bro. DNA and a lot of the traits and stuff that is passed through that is more powerful than we actually realize on the everyday thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I noticed that because I don't really, for big portions of my life, I wasn't around my dad. Like a lot of my growing up and matured years, like I spent high school living with him, and that was pretty much it. So it was like a 5-year window, and my mom even tells me all the time, "You stand just like your daddy." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm just standing here."
It was one day, me and my dad, we was just chilling. Kayla was like around us. Me and my dad both sitting on the couch, both like this. Both had our phones, same exact hand, same exact pose. And Kayla's like, "Are y'all doing this to mess with me?" Like, what? Like, y'all sitting the same exact way. I'm like, I had no idea. But the whole Anthony Edwards, I think they both wrong.
I agree.
Because you decide, as his part, you decide to have unprotected sex with a woman. You know what could come from that. Regardless, a woman could say, like, I can't get pregnant. I have this going on. She could still end up getting pregnant. So you wrong for that. She's wrong because he told you verbatim, I do not want a child. I do not want to have a kid, blah, blah, blah. You still chose to allow him to have sex with you unprotected. You got pregnant. But and now you're causing an uproar, smearing his name when he told you from the get-go, I don't want a kid.
Did he, though?
But did
they
he
had
say
the
that
conversation
before
prior
or after? That's the whole thing.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say, like, yeah, because I don't know.
We don't really know. So,
but if he's telling you this, like,
unless there was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, were they just a hookup or were they like seeing each other? Because there's like different dynamics that come into play depending.
Probably just in similar circles. I would imagine.
Like when you trying to smash, I guarantee you've never been like, oh, by the way, I'm not gonna have another kid. Like and you're 25, 26, however old he is.
He's 23.
Oh, he's 20. Yeah, there's no way that conversation was had.
What do you mean? These young niggas out here.
He ain't gonna say no. Not. I guarantee you it wasn't even brought up.
But like in his sense, because he been in the NBA I think since he was 18, and he just signed one of the biggest contracts in NBA history. You get all this fame, you get all this money, and women are throwing themselves at you left and right because he is one of the most popular players. as a young man, especially in your early 20s, you're gonna adventure out.
Yeah, wear condoms though.
Yeah, he definitely should.
Well, and that's where she's in the wrong too. Like,
Yeah.
you've been around the block, you know, like they're both equally in the wrong. I don't think it's like more one of the.
Could it be a hustle? Could she be doing this for the bag? Like, I got
Could.
pregnant by you, so I'm about to just keep this
Be
baby.
happening.
Because now I'm secure for minimum 18 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit, even if you was secure in the bag, probably But even after you get it, he's saying you want to have kids. Shit, it's hard to. Some women people make it seem like getting an abortion is easy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That shit ain't easy.
It ain't.
You killing somebody. I don't care what nobody say.
It ain't an easy choice, but don't smear his name if I've been telling you I don't want this kid. Because what if he wanted it and she didn't want it? And she just go ahead and get it done. Like, it's her decision to do it. Like, it's a very complex.
Caught her a hat. That's all that is. She just caught her another hat.
But it's a very touchy topic, So it's don't smear his name if you knew from the get go he don't want a kid. But I'm about to keep this anyway because regardless if you secure in a bag or you truly like I'm against getting abortions, I'm not going to get one. I made this decision. I have to live with the consequences of my decision. I'm going to bring this child to life. You ain't got to destroy his image or his name because of that. Because you mad that he don't want to be a part of when he's told you countless times, I don't want it.
It's I think it stems from potentially some jealousy on the fact that she's not going to be getting the same level of consistent attention as the main.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to remain a side. She wants to be the main course that she's never going to be.
You think doing this is going to make you the main?
No, they don't care no more. They're like, you're going to feel some type of pain.
Go down with me.
Right.
It depends if they had the conversation prior or not, which I highly doubt.
Okay, we didn't have the conversation.
I highly doubt.
But
I would damn near put some money on it.
I guarantee she knew about the other woman. The main woman.
Yeah,
And she
of
was cool with
course.
that.
Yeah.
So we keeping this on the down low regardless. So even if we don't talk about this child, like us possibly having a
What
child,
it is.
don't make the spot hot. Like
Yeah.
you end up telling me you pregnant. All right, look, I don't want this kid. Blah blah. Like you bring it to term. Like
Ultimately, it's her decision, though.
it is.
When you stick your penis inside of a woman, fellas, it's her body, her choice. Always remember that.
Always.
Always.
Like the little countries saying on the end of
Got
there.
to.
The little country twang.
Alicia, what's going on with this Megan Thee Stallion?
Oh, I was like, what's going on with what? Yeah, so Megan Thee Stallion obviously went to the Oscars, and then she went to I think it was the Vanity Fair after party. That's usually like the big after party. Okay. And she was getting interviewed by two influencers, TikTok warriors, whatever, podcasters. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys see the video, but first of all, it's horrible. They're both like asking her questions, but cutting her off, like not letting her get. And Megan, she's chill, like she's not. Mm-hmm. And they're like asking her questions, and like one of the girls is like, yeah, I listen to you to like wake up in the morning, like your music. And she's like, the other girl cussed her off, and she's like, no, stop. She's like, I listen to you when like I want to fight, like when I feel like I'm about to fight somebody, and it just gets like really awkward, and they're like laughing, and Megan Thee Stallion's obviously trying to redirect the conversation. She goes, no, like you listen to me when you want to like feel like a baddie, like basically like redirecting. She's like, no, you know what I mean, like it just like gets me
riled up.
So this has blown up.
Are they?
Oh, did you even? No, did you? Key moment here. Yes, they're both white.
Okay.
Exactly. I didn't even have to say anything. So this is blowing up, obviously, because people are saying it's like microaggression. Basically, they're saying because she's black that her music, and she's a rapper, a female rapper, that her music is supposed to incite violence. I just wanted to know what you guys.
But that's all her music.
About.
That's all her music is ass shaking and beating her up.
But like it's not. When does Megan ever talk about beating ass? She doesn't.
I've heard me talk about it.
Yeah, she has. She
Let's hear a lyric. Let's hear a song.
I don't
about
actively
her
go out
beating
my
somebody
way
up.
to hear her like listen to her albums.
She doesn't.
I don't listen to her 'cause she got my boy Tory locked up. I don't care about
She
that
literally
woman.
be talking
Your
about how
boy
she's too
Tory.
pretty to fight.
I'm not saying she
Free Tory.
has songs dedicated to beating a chick up. She's had a bar or so to transition to the next bar about putting hands on another.
Nope.
So
What-
I
what
mean,
part
So
of-
this is what's
but I
starting
don't-
it.
but
What
I don't-
inspirational things has Megs rapped about?
Not inspirational, but my thing is, if you really think about like, if you're really a fan of Megan Thee Stallion,
I'm like, I can name one,
she's
and I'm not even a fan.
she raps more about like women empowerment, being a baddie, you know,
What she said about women empowerment?
getting tricks, just like
Woman
being a
empowered,
baddie, getting yourself
yeah.
up, getting out, getting pretty, going out with your bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
that's-
body
Well,
yaddy.
I'm not a woman, so I can't say like about women empowerment that she's talking
Exactly,
about.
that's what I'm saying.
I
But
I
like,
listen to Future, so I
not to
can't-
mention, she's a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah,
and,
and like she made a whole album off of that. Like,
this
and
is
everything.
and it was so like she's been like volunteering for like charities, giving money to Planned
That's a tax
Parenthood,
write-off.
stuff like that. But still, that's like all her image is pretty much what she speaks about and fights for. And you're gonna say like the first thing, she didn't even say anything about like, oh, I love you. Like she just basically said like, yeah, I just listen to your music when I want to fight.
What
That's
if
her
that's
truth.
Yeah, what if that's what she? But
Yeah.
Josh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, first of all, just because it's a tax write-off, real quick, don't make it still
I'm
not
just
doing shit.
I'm just talking shit.
But I just had to make sure. But I don't know. I'm struggling with it overall because in one mind I'm like, it's the way it was delivered and under the circumstance that I have a problem with, not necessarily what she said. Because when I'm feeling a certain type of way, when I'm fucked up and I'm trying to get turned, I'm going downtown, I'm listening to hood shit. I'm trying to get amped up. Like that's the type of vibe that I'm going for. I don't know what this TikTok person does. Do they like box in their free time or like whatever?
That woman never been in a fight in her life. I just want to add.
But Meg make her feel like she can fight. She probably amps her up in a way to be like, I want to whoop her ass right now.
Yeah,
It might give her that feeling.
You know how many gangster rap songs got me ready to be out here doing some wild shit? Like,
right.
bro,
We've had conversations about this before,
Yeah.
like with other songs. It's just the way that is being delivered. It does come across to me like a microaggression.
I
But-
don't get it. I don't get a
I
microaggression.
understand the
I'd have to see the clip.
I understand the deeper layer.
Yeah.
Then again, I think this is too many kids learned old school woke. I don't want to call it the new woke, but old school woke. Like when, you know, back in the day where people told you to like pay attention to more underlying racism things.
Yeah.
So something like this, I feel like people are trying to look for something. Like this music made me feel like when I want to fight somebody, she might not even necessarily meant like I want to fight somebody, but that's like the first word that came. Like it gets her amped up, it gets her hype. But for some reason, fight came to the first word that came to her mind. So she's
She
like,
probably meant fight for sure.
Like I would have.
she could have, but I'm just saying like,
yeah.
fight came to her mind. Megan Thee Stallion, like, I don't make that kind of music and everything. But people are like, oh, that's microaggression. She labeling this like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm standing here next to Megan Thee Stallion right now. I can't even get my words together for real. I'm trying, like, yeah, your music get me going. It get me like I want to fight somebody. Like,
Which brings me to my next point.
right,
So
niggas
they
and
were
pros.
also saying this has also become a bigger thing, like how TikTokers, which I've noticed this a lot, especially at the Oscars, and like influencers, like there's no reason for you to be interviewing people. Like there's like actual journalists out here and like people who actually appreciate and like do background and research on artists. And like this is a career that people like journaling, broadcasting, all that. And now they've just been replaced with like random TikTokers, podcasters, anybody with a microphone.
yeah.
And now like celebrities just never don't know like what kind of interviews they're coming into and they feel uncomfortable.
But
You ain't got an answer.
I mean, I think that has to do with the popularity of some of these events starting to fall off, and they're just trying to do and grasp at whatever straws they can to try and keep an audience on a consistent basis. And they have to resort to using apps that get used by billions of people daily, and TikTok is that.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
no, you can go ahead. I'll go after you.
I was gonna say yes, this is a career that actual people have like blood, sweat, and tears into. But if I want to resonate with a younger audience, I'm going to go to the TikTokers and streamers, because the streamers are basically iCarly in real life. Like, I'm going to go to that audience because they have the younger generation. The older generations will go listen to, if I go, for example, The Breakfast Club, A Big Boy's Neighborhood, Joe Budden's podcast, they'll go listen to me on those. The real old heads that go see me go on The View, or they'll see me go, I can't think of a dude name, The Daily Show or whatever. They'll go see me do interviews and stuff there. The younger generation, they watch all these streamers and TikToks. That's where I'm about to go get my interviews and stuff. So it's a generational thing.
Yeah, and Clay didn't say what I was gonna say, but even to further that, with the old journalistic way and them putting their sweat and tears into it, that don't even mean that your interview is gonna be good or is it gonna resonate with the people, and a lot of the journalists and stuff we've been listening to over time, they pull out their own narratives and false narratives as well. So it's like we as people have grown to where, like, yeah, y'all do y'all research and stuff, but y'all put out fake stuff and bullcrap too, and y'all actually do research and stuff. So we might as well listen to them too, because they got the same questions and thoughts. Because sometimes a person who hasn't done the research and stuff, yeah, it's cool for like a sit-down interview. But if you have something like that, you're really just looking for a little 5-second clip or something just to put out real quick for real. You're not really looking to have a whole deep dive on the red carpet going into.
Y'all gotta watch the interview.
But
it was terrible.
I need to watch the
interview
because I didn't.
Because Megan barely even got like 3 words out. Like they literally were like, "Oh my god," and then they were like, so yeah, I listen to you all the time. And Megan's just like,
real fans.
Like,
that's how if you're a real fan, you see somebody you really mess with.
When you're a real fan, I'm in this place. I'm seeing all these famous people. I'm at the Oscars. Oh my god. Wait, that's Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my god. So you run up and you actually are standing next to her. You get to talk to her. You don't realize I'm talking over you. He talking over me. We not even letting you answer. I'm just going all over the place. Like, yeah, I listen to your music when I'm blah blah. You don't know what you're doing. And then you go back and look at it like, oh, this was terrible.
Was that their first time there?
I could only assume.
Yeah, especially if that's your first time there.
I can only assume.
Yeah, if that's your first time there, you can learn. This is a learning experience, because even professional journalists get to a situation like that to where it's my first time experience all of this. They can fumble and not let the person answer the question stuff too. It just come with, if you're a fan of somebody and you really tweak out in your head like, I can't believe I really am interviewing this person right now. You're not really thinking for real.
It all depends on the style of interviews you like too, because you can go on these more tamed places to go do an interview where they're not going to ask you any like real invasive questions. You can go on these interviews. You can go to like the Breakfast Club where they might ask you some of these questions. Then you can go on these streamer things to where we playing games more than we doing an interview, but people just watching me kick it and hang out.
Exactly. Like they get to experience you.
Yeah, it all just depends.
I think also too, like, the way that I was looking at it is like, I think she needed to reword herself a little bit, because it kind of reminds me of like, because I had a lot of white friends growing up, and then they would make like a joke kind of thing, and it was either stereotype or racist, and they would think it was funny, but I'm obviously the only black person there, so they'd be like, ha 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 ha, like it kind of felt like that. And when you're in that situation, like, it feels uncomfortable, pretty shitty, especially like being a black woman. Like, people always look at you, it seems like you got to be tough or you're aggressive, which yes, Megan Thee Stallion's a baddie, she is tough and she does come off aggressive, but when you really listen to her and like see her in interviews and stuff like that, she's not, you know what I'm saying? She's not doing that. She's not like, yeah, let's go beat a bitch up. Like, she's really not portraying that.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's why, like, I got a little triggered, like, watching it. Because I was like, oh, I got to see this because everybody's in an uproar. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's a crappy part about being friends with a bunch of white people. I grew up like I had a bunch of white friends when they made a bunch of, like, stereotypical black jokes all the time. And sometimes, like, they had some good ones that hit me, like, ooh, that was a little good. But I had to learn, like, you know, I'm about to start. That's when I started learning to joke back, because I'm like, bro, like, ain't no way you about to just keep getting this off on me, and I ain't saying nothing. So,
like, that's why your mom and daddy, sister, and brother. That's when you hit them stuff like that. You got to.
But I do know what you mean, though, Alicia, to where, like, you know, black people, you gotta react a certain way, control yourself because you'll be looked at as this way.
She just looked a little uncomfy in the interview, and I felt kind of like, damn, not Megan. Like, you could have did that to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
guarantee she was, but I feel like people are
She
nitpicking every situation because all it takes is
yeah.
all it takes is just one person doing this, and then you got thousands of people dissecting this one thing you said.
Mm-hmm.
One person saying this, another person saying this, another person saying this. So at that point, it's like, bro, y'all don't even. This is just people ideas of it, and people are just running with it. Who knows? Like, I know what I'm not saying I saw it, but like, I know what my eyes saw in this situation. I know what I heard. If I didn't think it was this, unless it's blatant, if I didn't think it was this, I'm not about to read too much into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just read the room.
Yep.
It's hard to if it's your first time in the room.
Facts.
Cap. That's the thing.
Facts.
And that was probably their first time in the room.
For sure. It's probably their first time in that thing.
But how do y'all, speaking of journalism, how do y'all feel about Stephen A. Smith getting checked by LeBron?
I thought that was actually pretty funny. Well, did anybody like figure out what he said to him? Like, was it about Bronny or something like
Yeah,
that?
it was about Bronny. Brian told him, basically, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Don't speak on my son.
He said, keep my son's
And
name out your mouth.
But Stephen A. Smith tried to like talk about it. He's like, no, fuck all that shit. Don't speak on my son, bro. Because Stephen A. Smith he used a lot of words earlier, either in this week or earlier in the month he used a lot of words to basically question LeBron's parenting and basically like he
ain't had nothing to do with basketball.
He's saying like because when Bronny really wasn't playing good, he's like you know it. Stephen A. Smith started off saying like it's taken a lot for him to not be disrespectful, but he's like, LeBron, you need to put a stop to this. He's like, Bronny's averaging 0.3 points in the NBA. You know what's going to happen. They're going to scrutinize him because he's your son and blah, blah. Like, basically, he's taking a jab at LeBron, but using Bronny as the... But using Bronny, basically, is what I'm getting at. And he didn't... To me, the way it came off to me when I heard it is a professional way of questioning your parenting and taking a jab at you. Because if you listen to it, you like Stephen A. ain't really say anything crazy, but if you listen to what Stephen A. is like saying the undertones of it, it's like this feels more personal than it does critiquing.
I mean, people said the same thing about Skip Bayless once upon a time.
Skip Bayless is for sure was personal.
Like, but that's the thing. People love to just hate on LeBron for any and everything and make everything LeBron's fault.
Yeah,
literally everything is
LeBron's
LeBron's
the dunk
fault.
contest sucked because of LeBron.
Yeah, I hate
That he never
hate
even
that
played in
narrative.
it one time.
They said LeBron ruined the dunk contest
Well, I
because
don't
he
like
never
that
participated in it. So he ruined it. That's what they said.
Because a superstar talent is supposed to compete.
Yeah,
And something that's
Yeah,
optional.
but the slam dunk contest was ended for like a good 6-7 years back in the 90s because it wasn't
Nobody cares.
as popular.
Nobody cares.
We just had a great era of dunkers that I was privileged to watch. I was privileged to watch some great dunk competitions, but this shit ass now.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with LeBron.
Stephen A. Smith, it's like y'all people they were talking about Bronny because they said Bronny's only in the NBA because of LeBron, like nepotism. But people forget prior to Bronny going to college, he was ranked top 10 best high school players in the country.
People had a problem with that too, though, because of his performances and stuff. Like he went, like them, because he had players on his team who were outperforming him, and they weren't even ranked in that top 10.
But he was ranked, and people, when he first went to college, they were going to be able to see that. But he had a cardiac arrest.
Exactly.
So he didn't play for real in college. He came to the NBA. But I look at it like this. No matter what Bronny chose to do. First, Bronny said he wants to play in the NBA. LeBron didn't force him to.
That was gonna be my whole thing.
And whatever Bronny chose to do in his life, they were going to look at as nepotism. He was going to get favoritism, regardless of whatever he wanted to do because of who his dad was.
Yeah, it's like it's unavoidable for him.
Yeah.
So
is that Bronny's fault? No. Is that LeBron's fault? Also, no. Because of my career and my life and the things I have done, I have earned the respect and favoritism from people that people are going to give him stuff. Like, I didn't ask for this. Like, it's by far, even let's say Bronny earned it and Bronny truly was the best college player, he earned to be in the NBA. They're going to say it's nepotism anyway because of who his dad was. He's not. They're not going to give him the credit.
Okay, but is he playing like ass though?
Compared to NBA, I won't even say he's playing like ass. In the NBA, you could tell he's not ready to be in the NBA, but they have him on the NBA team, and then they have him in the G League, which is the league, the minor league to the NBA. And he's dominating the G League, though.
Yeah, he's been balling in the G League for sure.
He's averaging, like in the NBA, he don't really get playing time like that, and he don't really score like that. He go in the G League, he averaging 30. Like,
yeah. He had a streak where he was averaging 30. I don't know what his exact average is currently.
I just seen the
he
Twitter
was
headlines that he
averaging
averaged
30 for like a couple games. He was getting off. And
because you know how Stephen A. is, though. That's my whole thing.
Bronny also was the 55th pick. He wasn't the first. He wasn't top 10. He was second round, late second round pick.
Yeah.
He wasn't. So people are like, he took a spot. Who? Most of the time, people drafted number 55 don't even make it to the NBA anyway. He got drafted where he was supposed to be.
They're at the end of the bench.
They're probably not even on the bench. They're probably in the G League.
Like trying to see if you turn into something in the G League, maybe you get a couple runs with us.
Bronny didn't go top 10. He didn't go top 20. He didn't go top 30. He went number 55.
End of the second round, by the way.
Literally kind of made a whole day for him too for that 55th pick though. That's crazy. They work.
It's because of who he is.
That's a LeBron effect, bro.
It's because who he is, but also too is my son. I'm gonna celebrate you making it.
Yeah. But you can't be mad when people get to talking about it.
Yeah,
though.
like
it comes with
you're gonna get adversity.
And it is his fault though, Clay. Because let me say this one point. It is his fault because when you sign up to be great, things come with that, and you accept that. So regardless of what happened after that, the critiques, all of that, it is your fault. But that don't mean you got to look down on it as something that, or it takes away from who you are. But it comes along with who you being great. You got to accept that.
It's not like, go ahead.
I don't know if fault is the word that I would use in this situation. It just doesn't feel like the right thing because it's something that, like, because of who I am, I'm able to gift this to my son, the opportunities that I may not have been able to give to somebody else. Like, I don't want my kid to go through more struggle than I had to. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, that is a flex that I'm able to help my son achieve his dreams. I'm sorry. That's how I'm just going to look at it. Point, period. So, the whole nepotism argument, like, but when a white person does it, exactly, silence. Like, that's the point I'm trying to get across. Yeah. It's only because it's a black man. And it's LeBron. People hate LeBron.
I don't think it's because...
No, it's not just because you're a black man. It's because it's LeBron.
Yeah. Alicia, you got something you want to say?
Oh, I was going to say... I think the thing about it is, like, because we know, like, this personality, like, Stephen A. is, like, I could understand if he was talking shit about LeBron and then was like, oh, and your son, like, and he added it on. He was specifically talking about him and mentioned LeBron. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I mean, there was some other stuff, too, that would happen earlier in the week where, like, LeBron was getting interviewed in the locker room after playing the Timberwolves about Anthony Edwards potentially being the new face of the NBA and how Ant was said, like, I don't want to do that shit. And LeBron was like, yeah, I understand it because the way the media just goes to attack you anytime you do anything, you get scrutinized to the highest degree unnecessarily. That shit gets old.
Stephen A. took that personal.
He took that personal as hell.
Because him and Mike Wilbon took that personal because Stephen A. is the top NBA media person. So he took that personal because he felt like LeBron's talking to him, even though LeBron didn't name drop. Michael Wilbon took it personal. Stephen A. has also been calling LeBron soft because after his comments about Bronny, LeBron allegedly has had Rich Paul and reach out to Stephen A. to tell him, like, hey, watch how you talk about Bronny and everything. Because, once again, it came off with a lot of undertones. Like, LeBron, like, this is how I took LeBron coming at Stephen A. You want to critique Bronny's game. That's one thing. He's in the NBA. You can talk about his game. Yeah. But when you are taking jabs at him, and questioning my parenthood, like, you're not talking about his game. You're talking bad about him because of me. Yeah. You're not about to do that. Yeah. LeBron has sat back. LeBron has really not responded to a lot of criticism that he has taken over the media over the years of his career. But now you want to try to take jabs at my son, not even about his game. Yeah. The internet trolls and the people, fans or whatever, they want to talk about Bronny. I can't fight that. Yeah. But you specifically, and I didn't go out of my way. You sitting 5 seats over from me at the basketball game. We in a timeout. I'm about to go address you right now. Like, don't speak on my son. Exactly. Don't speak on my son by you trying to discredit me. That's how I took it. That's like somebody talking about your kid. That's true. And questioning your parenting skills because you got them a job doing something like, your child ain't qualified for that, like, blah blah, like, you taking the shots at me and you questioning my parenthood.
Yeah, and that's what I want to go back to John's point about the nepotism. I think kind of everybody has a problem with nepotism except for people who actually can do it. Because even in a workplace where it's white people who underneath or train a person's son, I done seen people come in and train somebody's son who's white and they're white. And they have a problem with it. So, and that's the one thing I do hate that they always say is when black people do it. No, it's when everybody do it. Because white people have a problem when white people do nepotism too. Because a lot of times it's the white people training the white person family member who job they supposed to be getting, but they end up giving it to their son. Yeah, everybody has a problem with it except for the people who have the privilege to do it.
If your nepotism is going to affect me, like my position, yes, I have a problem with it. If I'm next in line for this position and you on your way out your door, but you bring in your child now who don't know the job like that, has to come in, I have to train them for that position when I'm next in line, or I'm trying to go after that, yes, I have a problem with that.
I don't got a problem with it.
I'm not saying me, but saying people in general,
that's what I'm saying. But it's a large majority. It's more people who are against it than kind of for it. Yeah, I would say that for sure.
Oh no, 100%.
And that's on both sides.
Stephen A. and Michael Wilbon and all these other media sports heads, for y'all talk about Bronny more than y'all have talked about any other rookie from this draft class.
Yeah,
I don't know no other rookie from this draft class.
Exactly. Bronny's the 55th pick, but y'all talk about him. They don't talk about him as much now, but at the beginning of the season, y'all were talking about it. And once again, y'all are taking shots at LeBron. Yeah, and Stephen A. even said, like, he admitted, Brian did approach me, and Brian did say this stuff. He that wasn't a basketball player to come to me. That was a parent coming to protect his child. Yeah. Like, yeah, and the people are like, oh my God, he feel like he need to go protect his child. It's like, bro, first of all, as a parent, you're gonna always protect your child.
Exactly.
But secondly, LeBron, no, it's not. You're not critiquing his game. What you doing is nasty, and I'm not about to let that fly with my son. You do that to me. I've been dealing with that my whole career. You're not about to do that to my child. You got me fucked up. Especially you, the number one media person. You sway a lot of people's opinions. You're not about to do that to my son. So, but I'll do that for Kingston. I'll say that right now. What? That's gonna have to.
Did Stephen A. say he won't go talk about him no more?
It's hard to tell because they're on the court side,
briefly.
And he's just like
Stephen A. did say
he gonna give him grace until further notice.
Because he said, like, when LeBron approached him, he was like trying to get a word on. Brian just kept going.
Yeah, if you look at the video, he's like, keep my son's name. Oh, he's like walking away kind of, and he's like, oh.
But like Stephen A. was trying to talk. LeBron just kept cutting him off. Like, no, fuck that. Stop. Do not talk about my son. Like. So Stephen A. just like, all right, man. So he went on his show earlier today and spoke on it. And it's like, I'm not going to speak on Bronny. Not necessarily he won't speak on his game, but he's just like, I'm not going to speak on it.
Hey, that's respectful. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Because Stephen A. is like, I had to think on it all night because he was mad. But he was like, he had to think on it all night, and he's like, that was a parent coming to protect his child, and
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that. But Stephen A. also too, I think he's been number one for so long that he can't accept that his opinion be wrong on a lot of stuff.
I was going to say number one in horrible takes.
I know.
I was thinking in my head.
I don't want to. I'm not even talking about his takes, but Gilbert Arenas had brought up a great point because once again, Anthony Edwards said he do not want to be the face of the league, and Bron also was like, yeah, I agree with him. Like when you be the face of the league, all day, like
come with it.
he like the NBA commentary on our league. People just shit on it all the time. It's not good. He like, so why would you want to be the face of that? Stephen A. and them, they immediately started going at LeBron and everything, and was like, "You ruined the dunk contest." Like, but you, like, you know, we got to give the players all this praise, but when we don't talk about that game, it's
You made a show of leaving Cleveland. Blah, blah, blah. Going about the decision. My nigga, it has been 14 years, and you are still mad about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to give y'all praise, but we can't critique none of y'all stuff. This is what Michael Wilbon and Stephen A. was saying. Basically, proving LeBron's point.
Entirely.
And Gilbert Arenas brought up a great point. He's like, when people talk about the top five best players ever, they say Michael Jordan's number one. Why is he number one? 6 rings, this. Who's number 2? Some people say Kobe. Kobe 5 times, this. Cool. LeBron. Why? Well, LeBron, he lost six times in the finals. Like you name off everything LeBron didn't do. You explain why LeBron isn't number one versus naming off the stuff that he has done in his career. Y'all shit on him, but y'all praise everybody else up, and then y'all wonder why LeBron sit here and be mad at y'all, and then y'all are saying like, no, like we do not shit on LeBron. LeBron get mad because I say he number 2 all time. Blah blah blah. It's like. But y'all really don't listen to how when y'all talk about LeBron, y'all say LeBron's number 2 all the time. He's just not number 1 because he ain't do this. Like y'all literally degrade what he's doing.
It's a backhanded compliment in the truest form.
LeBron hit 50,000 career points. The only NBA player ever to hit 50,000 career points. Y'all saying it's a longevity award. Y'all already degrading it right there. Instead of celebrating 50,000 points.
50,000 points. And y'all said I wasn't a scorer.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all say I'm not a scorer. Y'all don't even put me in y'all scoring list when y'all talk about scorers. And I have the most points ever in history. Nigga, ain't nobody coming close to me. Except for Anthony Edwards.
Also, I wish I had my button. But before we end, I seen this clip where LeBron had entered the top. This is like probably 2 years ago, whatever, 2-3 years ago, when he ended up hitting top 10 assist leader. He was tied with assists with Magic Johnson. And Michael Wilbon was like, yeah, but that stat's very misleading and everything. LeBron is not a better passer than Magic Johnson. Why? Nobody say he's a better passer. They just showed a stat that he's tied with Magic Johnson. It's
always about who's better.
Yeah.
But y'all already degrading.
I knew something was about to happen when I couldn't hear us no more.
Hello?
I don't know what that was.
But y'all, you want to wrap it up for the week?
Yeah.
I think that was our cue to go home.
Wrap it up.
All right, what's y'all encouraging words?
Don't have the same take as Stephen A. Smith, and you'll probably be right.
Alicia Mondo.
Sex somebody today.
Basanat.
If you pay for that IUD and she giving it to somebody else, crash out.
Crash out.
All right, y'all, that's going to do it. I'm Clay Tizzle.
Jason.
Alicia.
Mondo.
Signing out. Peace.
Yeah.